had an awareness of source energy, sort of, kind of, maybe, but few understood the power of their Abrahams or their Denalis or their source energies. And so we began talking about you in your physical form and your inner being, and we began helping you to consciously establish the relationship between who you are physically and who you are non-physically. And then we introduced to you a clearer way of understanding what your emotions are about, that your emotions are your indicator of that blend between you and you. And the better you feel, the more blended you are, and the worse you feel, the less blended you are. And so at first we wanted to introduce you to the other part of you, which sort of served to separate you more than we wanted to, but to make you aware that there was another part of you, we had to define who that part of you was and what that part of you does, and how that non-physical part of you existed before this physical part of you existed, and that non-physical part of you exists even now that this physical part of you exists, and how you actually have 2 points of attraction, because you here in this body, law of attraction is responding to what's active within your vibration, but your non-physical Denali is also a point of attraction that non-physical energy is responding to too, and that law of attraction is responding to too. So when law of attraction is responding to 2 parts of you, you can feel the harmony or discord of the response of law of attraction to those 2 active vibrations. You see what we're getting at? So first, you didn't know this part of you existed. Then we activated your awareness that this part of you exists, and ever since then we've been wanting you to blend those 2 parts.
And that's what I'm doing right now.
But what you just said, your opening words to us about that part of you, were more separated in nature than blending in nature, because you said something that is absolutely not true, that you cannot do things that that other part of you can do, and without you the desire to do those things would not even exist. You in your physical form are the reason that the exploration of the contrast is putting rockets of desires into the vortex. You in your physical form are the reason for the expansion. Creation is happening because of what you're doing. And so if anything, you said that backwards. Source energy would have nothing to do if it were not for us in physical form stirring it up and acknowledging that it could be more. Do you hear it?
Yeah.
Word. And so talk to us about this relationship. And feel how in acknowledging that part of you, there is no value or purpose in diminishing any other part of you, because it's the blendedness that makes any of it be. Yeah,
I can definitely feel the blendingness become more blended and blended with growth and development of myself, of me identifying myself. And when
we have a question for you. Can life cause you to ask for something, and before you let it in, can you accept that you have experienced expansion and growth even though you are not comprehending it yet and you're not living it yet? In other words, when that step 2 has happened, then it's easy to know what else to do. And isn't the satisfaction of your life really, doesn't that come when there's something that you have vibrationally expanded to, and now you deliberately close that gap so that there's no difference between the expansion that your inner being is living as a result of your asking and what you are living as a result of your asking and allowing? You see, when you ask for something, it's easy for us because we just go to what you've asked for. We don't ponder your past and use that as an excuse to slow you down. When you ask, we go right there. That's why when you ask, it is given. Someone should write a book. When you ask, it is given. But then the lag time is all humaning. Yeah. We know you came to talk about some things, and we are enjoying how you start out with a premise that you are pretty sure of with a slight tentativeness about. We have a conversation and it shores up what you know, and then off you go again. So where are you now?
I'm in the future now, right? And so
in the future?
yeah, I'm in the future, right? It's like, so
The future of manifestation, but you're in the present of the situation of the energy. Yes,
yes,
really think about that. In other words, when the past or the present causes you to ask for something that you don't have, it feels like it's a future creation, but it isn't, because it's already been accomplished vibrationally. And when you accept that it's already been accomplished vibrationally, so that you move right to the present too, then it comes now.
it comes now.
It comes right now. And that lag time that we were talking about, that blurred line between past, present, and future, it becomes irrelevant. It's just this soft, lovely flow where this deliberate, creative creature explores and expands and keeps up with what you've expanded too. Yeah.
I can definitely agree, because I feel it expanding, and I feel.
So when you feel it expanding, what's the emotion within you about it? Because this is really what we want this gathering to be about. Esther has been saying out loud to herself mostly, and to anyone else who is patient enough to hear her out, I want to own my stuff. I want to own my vibration. If I'm speaking from Esther, if I'm getting something from you that isn't pleasing to me, if you are disrespecting me, or if you are misunderstanding me, or if you are whatever, Esther wants to acknowledge that she's got something going on in her belief system that is active, that is calling that, because there's only attraction, there's no assertion. So if there's only attraction, then whatever she's getting from wherever she's getting it, she's attracting it. Well, it feels like it's assertion when you don't want it. It feels like it's assertion when your words say something different. But when you start acknowledging that maybe my words are saying one thing and my attraction is saying another thing. So what's going on with so many people is that they are attracting through vibration, which is always the way that it is, but they're using words that sound different. And so it's like calling it with your vibration, but trying to hold it off with your words, which gives you a feeling of frustration. But when you accept that I'm attracting all of it, when you own whatever comes, then you have control. But until you are willing to admit, it took a gas line and a water line to get Esther's attention, that she had desires that she was not allowing to be fulfilled because she had beliefs that were not allowing them to be fulfilled. And relative to construction, it was really easy for her to acknowledge how she was doing that, because she had all those stories of all of those things that had gone wrong in the past that she knew were active in her vibration now. But you've got all kinds of things going on with other people in relationships, the way you feel about your mother, the way you feel about your daughter, the way you feel about whoever it is, what you have been thinking. We like this so much. What you have been thinking. Are you with us? What you have been thinking. Stay with us. What you have been thinking, you probably still are thinking. What you have been thinking, you probably still are thinking. You don't have to, but you probably still are thinking it, because the momentum of what you have been thinking makes it more likely for you to continue to think it. Well, how do you know? How do you catch yourself doing that? How do you figure out when you're thinking something that is clogging up your new desire? The pipe groans. The pipe in the attic groans. The pipe under the ground groans. The pipe within you groans. It feels like negative emotion. I'm asking for stuff I'm not letting flow because I've got this habit of thought that is bogus. It's flawed. It's based on the past. It has nothing to do with now. And my inner being isn't thinking it, so why am I? That cleans it up really fast.